Today's message is Titus chapter 3 from verse 9 to verse 15. But avoid foolish controversies and genealogies and arguments and quarrels about the law, because these are unprofitable and useless. Warn a divisive person once and warn him a second time, and after that have nothing to do with him. You may be sure that such a man is warped and sinful, he is self-condemned. As soon as I sent Artemus or Tychicus to you, do your best to come to me, and Nicopolis, because I have decided to winter there. Do everything you can help to Janus the lawyer and Apollos on their way, and see that they have everything they need. Our people must learn to devote themselves to doing what is good, in order that they may provide for daily necessities and not live unproductive lives. Everyone with me sends you greetings. Greet those who love us in the faith. Grace be with you all. Today's message is Titus chapter 3, and the subject is keeping the oneness. Today's message is a kind of conclusion. And first, avoid foolish questions and genealogies and strifes and contentions about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain. Foolish questions stirred up by genealogies, strifes, and contentions about the law, and they stick to one's opinion, belongs to the tree of knowledge. And rumor, hearsay, story that is dubious authenticity, invented stories, all this causes foolish questions. And Apostle Paul said that foolish controversies are unprofitable. The measures of the people who does foolish controversies are different. They use different yardsticks. There is the International Bureau of Weights and Measures, and we Koreans use the metric system of weights and measures. Still in Europe, they use ounce or feet. So it's difficult to recognize the measures instantly. But we can figure it out. On the other hand, when it comes to foolish controversies, they use their own rulers. They cannot reach the conclusion, just draw a line parallel to each other, and when they measure the length of something with different rulers, how can they meet each other? It's impossible, so it's unprofitable and vain. Worldly affairs are different from the church affairs. After the corruption, man's way was already revealed from Genesis chapter 3 to Genesis chapter 11. In chapter 11, there was a Babel. It was developed in the Babylon the Great in Revelation. The great Babylon was fallen in Revelation, and then the new Jerusalem appears. It's the Bible's point of view about man's history. When we read the Bible with this yardstick, we can really understand the deep hidden meaning. With different yardstick, there's probably it'll end in controversies. As you know, there are hot issues in Sarangbang. One man just look at our homepage for a long time, and maybe he read several articles in Sarangbang, and after reading so many articles, he just wrote an article. And from his article, he picked up one thing. In Daegu Church, you have a lot of affections toward each other. You love each other. But I'd like to pick one thing. That is, maybe, in my opinion, you have lack in social concern. That is the compassion about your neighbor's weakness and poverty. For example, one of your neighbors have nothing to eat, but you have bulgogi feast, and you didn't pay any attention to your neighbor, and then it's wrong. It's a matter of humanity. It's a matter of human nature. We take it for granted that when someone falls down to the ground, we have a feeling to help him stand. When someone are hungry, we want to share food with him. So it's quite natural for a man to think like that. It's human nature. It's a humanity. So it's not a religious problem. It's the human nature's problem. As a Christian, to help the poor is strange. As a man, you must help the poor and have compassion toward the weak and the poor. Whether they believe in God or not, it doesn't matter. Whether they are Buddhist or heretic, it doesn't matter. Several years ago, I moved to my village. It's a kind of rural areas, and several old women live there. When we first moved to our village, they treated us just like as their enemies. So whenever I saw the old woman, I always bow down to them, and my wife also tried to treat them with food. And as time went by, and our relationship got improved, and we are very familiar to each other. Maybe they saw our lives, and they saw our behaviors. So it's the problem before religion. It's the human nature's problem. If any chance our church members were blamed on this matter, you must be changed. It's the basic human nature. So it's the human nature to try to help